Welcome. It's over. It is finally fucking over. You'll understand what I mean when this video is finished. And you can leave a comment below if you agree with me or not, because I will be giving my thoughts on what you already know. You already figured it out. If you haven't watched The Impact, it's over. So, opening of the show, we get Ace Austin getting attacked because we get Juice Robinson and the Bay, the Chris Bay getting ready for his match with Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer that was set up last week. But as they're looking for a Ace Austin, they discover him in the parking lot laid out. He was out, done, finished. And they're trying to blame a Bully Ray because Tommy Dreamer comes out. They go to the ring. Juice Robinson replaces Ace Austin, and they have the match. Juice is angry at a Bully Ray. Flat out angry, hates him, don't care. And that's how the match was. Just pure, unadulterated rage. Now, was it good rage? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad at all. In the end, when it was all said and done, and I knew Bully and Tommy were going to win, at least Bully's doing his job. He goes to Chris Bay and he says, look, I know you don't trust me, but I am telling you right now, I'm looking you dead in your face. I did not attack anyone. And I don't know what happened. I am telling you, I didn't do anything. And that spills over into the locker room because Tommy questions Bully Ray again. He says, what's going on? No, you got to tell me if you did this. I know you didn't do it, but I want to hear you say it. And he's saying, look, do you actually need to hear me say it? Well, I didn't do it. You saw me. I was 1 minute ahead of you. How could I have done it if I was with you and I was just ahead of you? How? And then a Moose comes out, basically making it very clear, because he was in the locker room, he made it very clear, you're actually still trusting this sumbitch, this scumbag? I'm a scumbag, and I see a scumbag. I learned from a scumbag, and that's him. And pretty much Tommy says, look, don't even get in my face. Me and him, we may have an odd couple type of thing. We may have our issue, but he's my family. My family. You're nothing but a son bitch. I don't trust you. How do I know you hadn't done it? And I went like this because it made me think, would a Moose do that? Yeah. He would do that to set up a Bully Ray so he can get an advantage. But then that doesn't mean that Bully Ray wouldn't set him up to get an advantage. So in this situation where there's a dynamic of two damn scumbags where one has learned from another, and you could use the first one, which is Bully Ray, to trick everyone into thinking that it's Moose, but it's Bully Ray, it's an interesting dynamic. Kind of sad though, let's be honest here. You're having to use Bully Ray to try and build interest in Impact Wrestling. I'm sorry. Don't like it? Tough shit. Tough titty, baby. I love Bully Ray. I'm not saying I don't. But you're needing Bully Ray to try and get some type of interest. Guys, that's not good. It's helping the product, yeah. But if it becomes the major thing of the product, that's not good. Next, Mia Yim versus Taylor Wilde. Now, I'm going to say this now. I was looking up information about what happened with Tony Khan and Ariel Anawan. I was checking different websites. And I came across one website where there was new rumors and information about Impact Wrestling. It was on the main page at that time. And they had something about the veterans of Impact Wrestling still willing to stay. And supposedly Eric Young, not Eli Drake, Eric Young has now decided to stay at least until maybe the end or the middle of 2023. But that was a rumor. There was a good possibility he would not stay beyond 2023, and he would only stay up in 2022 or the beginning of 2023. It was kind of like either he's going to stay until the beginning of 2023 or the end of 2023. Nothing about 2024, 2025, or 2026. Chris Bay has resigned, And Ace Austin basically did an extension of his current contract. He did not re-sign. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because of this match. Because when you look at this match and the subsequent what happened afterward, Mia Yim was an afterthought. Because she faced Taylor Wilde, where that match was the first time those two ever met, supposedly in Impact Wrestling. I don't know if they did outside of that. Maybe they did. But that match was sloppy. I'm sorry. That match was sloppy. It was Taylor Wilde who was sloppy. I'm not against Taylor. But that match was sloppy on her part. Because Mia Yim had to try and compensate. And she was just sloppy. But when it came down to it and she jobbed, the minute she jobbed, within 10 seconds, no, actually 3 seconds to 4 seconds, she rolled out of the ring real quick with the ref. And then Mickie James come out, basically challenging Taylor Wilde. And then Vex came out. And then when it came to Gazelle Shaw, she came out. And then Jordan Grace came out. And they went immediately to a break. And then not immediately to a break. They went from that to a video package of them talking about going up against Vex and Gazelle Shaw. That's set up for next week, a 6 knockout tag. But that shows you what they thought of a Mia Yim. On that website I also saw Mia Yim. By October 12th, she was done. She said her goodbyes. This might be the last tapings for her. Along with OGK, along with Maria Kanellis Bennett, and also Vincent. Vincent's also gone. That's what was reported on that website. So we lost 5 people. And yes, I know a couple of people have come back. Particularly one person who hasn't been there for a while, who was in ROH and Impact Wrestling before. I believe his name is PJ Black. Maybe. I believe that's one of the people that's coming back. But that's not the point. The point is, Impact Wrestling can't keep their wrestlers. It doesn't make a difference. I'm saying this clearly, and I will be getting to Hendrick and Hotch. And that's Jason Hotch. I'll get to that next. But let's be honest here. It doesn't make a difference how many people they keep getting in. Jason Hotch, when it comes to basically Joe Henry, to PJ Black, and anyone else, they can't keep the current people they got. That's not good, guys. If anyone says, oh great, the people that are coming in, those people you talk about, they're awesome. It means nothing if you can't keep them. We just lost 5 people, 2 knockouts, and 3 guys. And I found out that Willie Mack is not coming back. He got tired of being with Impact Wrestling. They only gave him a certain amount of money. And the way he used to work NWA, he used to work Impact Wrestling, he used to work in New Japan. I think he did New Japan at one point, or AAA. He used to go over the place. And if you saw his article that he was talking about, he missed that. So the money they were giving him probably wasn't that great. But he was willing to stay. And he made it very clear, I'm done. This was a money thing. I wasn't getting enough. Now you got 6 people that's not coming back. Eric Young may decide to stay until 2023. But when he's gone, who replaces him? How long will it be before we lose another person in a rotating type of system? And understand, I am not taking away that this is supposed to happen. In promotions, they are supposed to rotate their people. People are supposed to come, people are supposed to go. That's how the territories used to be, and people still work like that in the independents. But we are not talking about an independent promotion. We're supposed to be talking about a major promotion in Impact Wrestling. And now, 6 people are not coming back for a while, if ever. And the kicker here is they had to call back, or he came back on his own, because I think they just paid him really good money, Bully Ray, to come back, along with Kaz. Good money. Good money that could be used for other talent to bring in nostalgia to Impact Wrestling, because they don't got anything. I'm just saying. Now let's go to Joe Hendrick versus a Jason Hotch from Gut Check. He was destroyed. I believe this is the same guy that was shown before. And now, here he is. You know, I'm glad to see someone from Gut Check to finally come in. Raju was the only other person from Gut Check that we've seen in a long time. Raju. I believe I'm pronouncing his name. It's been so long I've forgotten his name. But the point is, he was one of the Gut Check winners maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And he was the only one that had been on Impact for a long ass time. Now they replaced him. But don't they have 2 other guys that are from Gut Check as well? And what are they doing? Nothing. This is how Impact's MO is. They only bring up just enough people to get it done. And this is why they're losing. He destroys him. Good to see Joe Henry getting some shine. He has something. But what competition is he going to have being on the Impact roster the way the Impact roster is? You guys leave me a comment below. How does the Impact roster look? Does it look pretty full? Or does it look sparse? And understand, I'm not chewing out Impact because it's enjoyable. I'm just saying, I'm asking a valid question. How many people in Impact are actually going to be showing weekly? You guys send me below. Now, the next match is let's put it like this. Eric Young versus Rich Swann. Something that had some really good momentum back in 2020 to 21 when Rich Swann had an ankle surgery and they tried to ham it up that he may never wrestle again, and it was Eric Young who was trying to destroy him. That was good. That was a good story. Just as good as Moose. It was a good story. But now you're putting these two against to get it. The way look. What is Violence by Design doing? They show somebody once in a while coming in, especially after Eric lost. You see this guy grab Rich Swann. He gets nailed. But does that mean this person is coming into Violence by Design? Or is this one of the people that's just going to it's angering me. This is angering me because the way it looks is that they got people in the back that they just have around. They bring them out periodically just to show them being Violence by Design, but not being a part of Violence by Design. So instead of replacing Joe Dorling, who basically is still fighting cancer, brain cancer, and I hope he wins again, we got no one to come into Violence by Design unless I'm wrong, because it still looks like they're just getting people in the back, put on yellow shirts, sweatshirts, and basically whacking whoever they need and going like this. That's not good. We need more blood in Violence by Design because it's stagnant. And that sucks. I'm just saying. I still like the Violence by Design mantra. Total violence. Showing the purity of violence. Showing that this world does not belong to them. It belongs to us. We designed our own future with our own violence. But we need new blood. And if those guys, or girl, because there was one girl that was out there that got knocked out by Diener, if they don't bring them in, then what the fuck are we doing? And that's not meant to be anger. That's just meant, what the fuck are we doing? Let's move on to the tag match between OGK and I don't even need to talk about this. As I already spoke about it, OGK has left. They're currently in AEW. This is something that's a problem that Impact Wrestling has. They have weeks upon weeks of tapings done with these talents. But then when they leave and they start showing up in another promotion, the suspense of seeing them in matches goes from here to there. I'm sorry. It just drops like a stone. Honestly, it does. Because why did I actually believe OGK was going to win a match? Because technically speaking, once you see them on another show and that show says they're part of AEW, do you actually believe they're going to win? The excitement goes from here to here. This is a major issue Impact Wrestling has when you do multiple tapings and no live events. They must go back to live events because at this point, if they do not, they're never going to get anywhere. I'm just saying. Now, Kazarian. You see I'm not looking at the camera because I'm like, I hate this segment. Not because it was done incorrectly. I'm not. It was actually done very good. Frankie sounded great when he explained the reason why he was going after the world title, doing option C. But here's the thing. I forgot that they used to cash in at Destination X. I forgot. That's what they used to do. So it would go to Bound for Glory. Because that's how it worked. You would cash in your title at Destination X, and they would set you up to go to Bound for Glory afterward. That's what Austin Aries did. So, no. Yeah, Austin Aries. I almost got Ace. You see I'm angry that I'm getting Ace Austin, Austin Aries mixed up. And I even think I got Austin Aries mixed up with Ace Austin when I was talking about the very opening of the show. So I'm sorry. But you are taking a damn good concept where it helped the X Division that looked like garbage. You set it up for a Pacific time during the year, during Destination X. Then you got rid of the Destination X. Only put it on a special show. Fine. That was fine. Then they started having to cash in before Bound for Glory. Fine. But now, what do we got? We got Frankie Kazarian cashing in after Bound for Glory, going into overdrive. An Impact Plus show. Let me repeat that again. An Impact Plus show. Not a major pay-per-view where this could mean something. You guys, leave a comment below. Tell me, does this make any sense? Does this make any sense to use a stipulation for a belt that the belt was meant for when it was set up? It helped the belt for when the pay-per-view happened. And now they're disregarding it. So everything that Scott talked about Frankie didn't mean a damn thing to me. Not because he spoke bad. If this was before Bound for Glory, it would have hit the mark. For me personally, because Frankie and Scott known each other for years. He was part of Team Canada. No, he wasn't part of Team Canada, but they knew each other for so long. So they worked together. We know they worked together. He says he's family. It's like family. You could feel it. But you are cashing in a title past a pay-per-view that it was designed to go through with a stipulation set up by Austin Aries back in 2013, nearly 10 years ago almost. No, 9 years ago. It's 9 years ago now. He set that up, and people look forward to someone cashing in option C and making it mean something at Bound for Glory. But what? They didn't cash it in Bound for Glory. Now it's well past Bound for Glory, and they're cashing it in at an Impact Plus show due to the fact of bad booking. Bad booking. And then, guess what? Macklin comes and attacks Frankie Kazarian. Then you see a Josh Alexander helping him. Does this make it better? No, it does not make it better. This makes it worse. And I'm not even against Frankie. I'm not against Macklin. I'm not against Josh. I'm not against even Scott. None of them did a bad thing. If this was before Bound for Glory, it would be fine. But we are talking after Bound for Glory, going into Overdrive, a Impact Plus show where historically, if you look at all the Impact Plus shows, it is almost very rare that the main title has ever changed hands. And I would be shocked that they would let Frankie if he did win on a damn Impact Plus show instead of setting it up for Hard to Kill a pay-per-view. What the fuck? I'm angry. Now I'm angry. I'm angry now. I'm angry. I am angry now. Whoever in creative came up with this concept was stupid. You should have set this up to Hard to Kill, but I can understand the reason why they would do it, because they don't know how long they're going to have Frankie Kazarian. But guess what? Who do you blame for that? Do you blame Frankie for not wanting to sign a contract? Or has already got a contract at AEW? Or do you blame Impact Wrestling Management? Again, I say it. Mismanagement. It doesn't make a difference how good the storylines are if they're like this. Let's move on to the end of the show. And that is a tag match between OGK. And I know I was supposed to do it earlier. I'm dragging it out because it needs to be dragged out. Look. Was the match bad? No. Was I surprised about basically Maria throwing powder in her husband's eyes? No. Was I surprised that Maria herself gets speared by Rhino? No. And her head bounced off one of the ropes. I'm hoping she's okay, which she is, because you see this, you wonder if she's okay, but she's already appeared on AEW TV, so she's fine. They lose the titles, and seeing the very beginning of the show, how things got set up, all the way to when Eddie Edwards finally shows up in front of his wife, in front of the remains of Honor No More, you know this is coming. You knew this was going to happen. And then we get the final segment of the night. And the people are chanting, na 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 na, na 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 na, goodbye. Because many people already knew this was eventually going to happen. That Honor No More was going to end. Now, did it end the way many people thought it was going to be? That he said it's over? No. Because it ended good for one person. One. And let me explain. You get Eddie Edwards coming out with Honor No More after the loss of basically OGK. Everybody gets in the ring except for Maria, who's supposedly laid out because she got speared by Rhino. She's outside. You see Eddie, who says, I had to make a decision. Either this ends or my marriage ends. Now I got to know, what is the point of keeping Honor No More? He goes to OGK and he says, tell me the reason why. Why should you still be a part of this? Why should you? Because you failed. And they said, we love Honor No More. Kenny King, he lost. And he said, you know I'm your boy. I love Honor No More. Then he goes to Vincent and he questions him and says, so where your loyalties lie? Because as we just said to everybody, where your loyalties lie? Is it with Honor No More or PCO? And then he goes straight into PCO's face and clearly says, you have been my problem from day one. I would have never lost my chance to get that damn title if it wasn't for you being a problem. And Vincent puts the bag over the sack, the black sack, over PCO's head because he's about to say, you're done. And he stops it. But then Eddie pretty much says, I know PCO is not the monster. He's nothing but the bitch. And PCO just snaps, rips the bag off, well, the sack off, and basically attacks everyone. He attacks OGK. He attacks Eddie Edwards. He attacks Vincent. He wipes the floor with them, and everyone is cheering for PCO. He is the one who got the most recognition. He is the one that is the most over. So we got something with PCO. He will become a fan favorite, which I've spoken about for quite a while. For more than a few months, PCO has something that people are going to like. I was hoping he would go to Decay, but it looks like Decay doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, you got Crazy Steve and Black Taurus together, but the only thing that's going on is the Decay music is being used for Rosemary. There is no more Decay. There is the it is the Death Dolls and Steve and Black Taurus. So it's over too. But this shows you what's going on. Guys, when you see this show, it's finally over. Thank goodness. Thank the Great Spirit. And you know why? This has been going on for 10 months and it sucked. What did Honor No More accomplish in 10 months since they were formed in the beginning of the year? Nothing. They got it stuck up the ass. Since ROH went under and they pulled in OGK, they pulled in Vincent, they pulled in PCO, they pulled in Maria Kanellis and Kenny King. They pulled them all in to let them work for them. But what did they do with them? They may have shown them all the time, but they put them in 6-man tag, 8-man tag, 10-man tags. They never let them hold a title. They never let them have any real importance. Any individual, barely, other than PCO and Vincent, because there was something going on that they're deciding that either Vincent was going to stay with PCO or PCO was going to go off on his own. PCO is the only one that has anything now. So what did Honor No More accomplish? They got only one person over. You know what that reminds me of? Think. Aces and Eights. Because when you look at Aces and Eights, it lasted so long, it got no one over but Bully Ray. And there was a good reason, because Bully Ray was the only one that meant the most to Impact Wrestling / TNA. It's the only thing. Everyone else under Bully Ray meant nothing. Not even Devon meant anything. And he was the most prominent next to him. But that was it. So now you got PCO, that was the most important person now. But look what happened to OGK. Look what happened to Vincent. Look what happened to Kenny King. They had some opportunities to do something with them, and they done nothing. And understand, I don't hate none of them. They had to work with what Impact Creative was willing to give them. Impact, for months upon years, have been booking like this. They don't book like this. They book like this. Only maybe one or two people out of a year or two is ever booked correctly. Think about it. Eddie Edwards was booked really heavily. Then they moved that over to Sally, pretty much Sally Callahan. After what happened to Tessa Blanchard, he got his ass whooped. And then she left the company and made him look like Sally, then Sammy. Then you got Moose, who in the recent memory has been built the greatest out of anyone in recent history. But where is he now? He's got no competition. There's nothing there. And you would think they need to do something different. I don't even know what they can do right now. But it doesn't mean they can't do it. I just don't know what they can do. I know they need a new network. That's one thing. I know they need to make it important to talent they will last more than a year. And make it interesting to them, because it's not about the payments they get. It's about the content they'll get. Because what wrestler wants to work for a company? And I'm saying this out of love for Impact Wrestling. I'm not saying this because I enjoy chewing it out. I'm saying it out of love. Impact Wrestling, at this point, has to make a decision. Because WWE is getting better. Even if I still don't trust that everything's stable, it's getting better. Their profit margins went from here. They are now here because of what's been going on with Triple H. People are now interested in the product again. And it's hurting AEW, which also has its own problems because of mismanagement by Tony, and the people are acting roughshod in the roster. And then you got Impact Wrestling, who is the only other company that exists other than AEW that has recognition, history, because ROH doesn't exist anymore. They're the only other ones left. And look how they're booking their... Look, they don't pay their people much. And on top of that, they're not booking things great. Who wants to stay? And I've already said people are coming in. They're showing at least one guy from Gut Check. You got Joe Dorland coming in. There's supposed to be PJ Black coming in. I'm sure somebody else will come in. Maybe somebody else will return along with PJ Black. But what does that really mean? Does that mean they're going to make them stay more than a year? Doubt it. They'll be lucky if they even stay 4 or 5 months. Maybe 10 months. Just like Honor No More. What about booking? They give them enough pay to stay, but do they book them correctly? Look at Willie Mack. Willie Mack legitimately said, I'm leaving because there's nothing there. It's mainly money. But guess that. Money doesn't just mean a regular check for the year. It also means money for merchandise and being the world champion or tag champion. He never got it. He never became a tag champion. He became X Division. He never became world champ. They could have done something with Willie. They did bump kiss with him. Just like they did with a lot of people, including Karrion Kross. Remember him? W. Morrissey. Remember him? How many more you want me to mention? There's a lot of people I can mention that could have stayed. Like Ima Ishii. Like, I really don't understand what they need to do. If they don't have the money, then they got a major problem. So why are they bought by Access TV? Why are they bought by Anthem? Well, they're bought out by Anthem. But if Anthem not giving enough money, they got to do something. And then they got to change their curriculum. They got to change how they book their people. They need to do changes. Getting more people is not the problem anymore. It's more. Now, I'm just saying this. I hope you enjoyed this interview. Please give me a comment below. This is a rant. This is a rant, but I still love Impact Wrestling. Yes, you're going to think I don't love it. I still love it. There's still good things in it. I want to make this clear. If you've seen the end of this, there's still stuff you could love. But they need to change. They need to change. And it's not because they need to get more money. They need to get more money. They need to get a new network. They need to change how they book. Instead of doing the Vince McMahon WWE Light, they need to be different again. Peace.